with us as we stay in this discussion topic. The Syrian presidency has accused Druze fighters in Sweida of breaching the ceasefire, which led to the withdrawal of government forces from the southern province on Thursday. In a statement, the presidency labeled the Druze factions as outlaw forces, accusing them of committing horrific violence against civilians. These actions were described as a direct threat to civil peace, pushing Syria closer to chaos and security collapse. The government also condemned Israeli interference in Syria's internal affairs, warning it exacerbates regional instability. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Dr. Punsara Amarasinghe. Thank you, Doctor, for staying with us. Are the Druze fighters in Sweida defending their community, or is there any undermining of national stability as claimed by the Syrian presidency?
Precisely so, because firstly we need to understand the historical presence of the Druze in Middle East. As I pointed out in my analysis at the very beginning, there is a considerable Druze population, approximately 1 million Druze are living in Syria. And during Assad's regime, whatever said and done, Assad was a strong secularist. Assad never advocated for Islamist propaganda in committing atrocities targeting the ethnic minorities. So the Druze had nothing to fear. But the Druze very existence has come to the stake when the interim government came into power after the collapse of Assad's regime. So there is a considerable fear, the threat perception emanating from the Druze, especially the Druze leaders are having a hard time with the Bedouins in certain provinces of Syria. So if you clearly listen to the statement made by al-Shara, interim president of Syria, you might have realized that it is highly, it leads to an unstable situation within the country as long as Druze are continuing to fight with the Bedouins, because it might lead to a civil war. At the same time, now we can see an intervention coming from Israeli in support of the Druze, because, as I told you quite earlier, the Israeli has a considerable Druze population which compels them to protect the Druze population in the neighboring countries such as in Syria. So this is a situation which we are seeing at the moment.
We appreciate your insight, Dr. Punsara. Please stay with us as we stay on this topic. Israeli strikes have killed 4 people in southern Lebanon.